Welcome back to another review of Life of Chester for General Hospital, September 11th, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. What y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? When do y'all think they're going to make an arrest? Who do y'all think is going to be the ones to get arrested? I said at this point, they might as well line them up. I said, can they arrest multiple people? Because they ain't got no type of evidence, no type of proof. They just going to have Drew's word for it. And he told my frame and Michael and Willow just sitting there. I said, well, first of all, Willow and Drew got issues. Both of them got issues. That's why they together. Both of them had issues. And she's still acting all suspicious. But okay, so we're going to do a summary and then we're going to dive into the review or whatever. Excuse me. So Britt made it back to GH and Lulu never saw her. Carly thinks that Brandon wouldn't lie to her and Jason walked in when she said that, but it doesn't look like he's going to tell her because she's supposed to be talking to Sunny on tomorrow's episode. I was like, no, I was expecting him to go to Carly, tell her everything, something like that, but he's supposed to be talking to Anna. Anna's supposed to be talking about, so now that you know everything, what are you going to do? So now I'm wondering if he's even going to tell. If he's even going to tell. Jason tried to get Britt to tell everything that was going on with the whole, five puppies thing and what she was working on, but she won't tell him anything. He told her how he knows that she's keeping something from him or whatever, and he's basically there for her if she ever want to tell him. Hold on. When y'all said Nathan's supposed to be coming back? Was it next month or this month? I don't know. But they saying Nathan's supposed to be coming back soon, y'all. What else? Let's see. Britt was still mad that Jason chose to leave her in the room to go save Jocelyn. I just said that. I said, now she just told you how she felt about the whole Carly situation and you don't left her. And he tried to explain that she was in danger and stuff and he came back. He knew that he had time to save Jocelyn and come back and save her or whatever. And she seems to still be bothered by the fact that he continues to choose Carly. I was like, well, you gonna stay mad then. I said, you might as well just stay mad because he gonna forever choose her. He gonna forever choose her. As soon as you told him what was going on, he got that card out your hand and ran out the door. I said, well, you might as well stay single. Don't hook up with him then. I said, don't hook up with Jason then. But yeah, she told him, oh, we ain't supposed to talk about that yet. We supposed to be just doing the summary. Curtis wants to play happily married with Portia until there's an arrest made. Drew wants to frame Michael, and Willow talking about she on board. Basically, she'll do anything to get her kids back. I said, both of y'all going to jail. At this point. But yeah, what else? Carly wanted Drew to let Scout stay at the Quartermains or with Alexis, but he didn't budge. Curtis a prime suspect. Dante ended up questioning Jacinda. Nina ended up telling Lulu that Charlotte misses Valentine, and Rocco hurt his head running out the Outback. That was just a quick summary, y'all, but let's dive into the review. So basically, the episode started off with Jason and Britt, where he was trying to get information out of her. He wanted to know what was going on, but she didn't tell him diddly freaking squat. She tried to play like she didn't know anything or whatever, and she had no parts in the whole Jocelyn situation. And it's obvious that she knew more than what she was saying. And he kept trying to tell her, I'm there for you if you need me and stuff like that. And she's still mad. She mentions Carly again. She mentions the fact that he went to save Jocelyn and left her. And he was like, I came back. I knew it was time to save her and save you or whatever. And she still was mad or whatever. Then he started trying to warn her about Brennan. He started trying to tell her that Brennan's going to want to know what's going on. And she going to be questioned by him. And if she needs him, that he's there or whatever. And basically just speaking on Brandon and everything. She wanted to know why it was a bad thing that he recruited Jocelyn or whatever. And he mentioned that, that's Carly's boyfriend or whatever. And that's what I was waiting. That's what I've been waiting on. I've been waiting on Carly's reaction. I've been waiting on her to find out. But I don't know when she going to find out, y'all. Because don't look like she going to find out tomorrow. He's supposed to be talking to Anna. Carly's supposed to be talking to Sunny. I was like, wait a minute now. I would think that if he told her she'll be talking to Brennan. Then they showed Jocelyn and Ron in bed. I said, look at them. I said, look at them hiding the pants hell self. They supposed to be in bed together and they both pull a weapon at the same time. I'm assuming that that's going to be Brennan. I might be wrong, but we'll see. But yeah, and when they went back, y'all know how I asked y'all, did Pascal get shot? So I went back. I didn't see, where did he go? Where did he go? Because I seen two dudes laying on the ground and they didn't look like Pascal to me. So I was like, where did he go? But yeah, aside from that, let's see. Trina ended up questioning Portia, asking her if Drew was the only one that had proof or whatever. And she was just questioning her about everything that she did. And she just blaming herself for what her mama did. And Portia took accountability. She was like, The thing about all this is that she keep lying. And I said that yesterday. I said she keep lying. She finna lie some more. She finna lie some more. Curtis went to her because, Anna was questioning him, and he said how he wanted to play happily married in the wrestlers made because he don't want them to know that Drew was blackmailing Portia. And I said that's gonna be hard to do because people keep saying that she's gonna end up pregnant by Isaiah or whatever, and the truth is supposed to come out. And I was said, of course the truth gonna come out about, her switching the test results, because first of all, Blabbermouth over here, Trina, done went told Emma. I said, why would you tell Emma anything? I understand you might need somebody to confide in and all that other stuff. But at the same time, that ain't make a lot of sense. What the world? You destroyed the evidence just to go run your mouth to the commissioner's granddaughter, whatever. I was like, I ain't saying Emma a snitch because Emma running around committing crimes herself. But at the same time, y'all know how people think they can trust somebody, or they just be saying stuff and then they slip out or something like that. But yeah, you don't told her. You don't sit up here and told her. Might as well told your mama and your daddy that you and what's his name? Kyle went broke into the doggone house and stole the evidence. You telling everything else, might as well tell them. They gonna find out anyway because first of all, I don't think they still found out about the prints on the doggone bed. But yeah, I was like, it's another day of Drew getting away with stuff. Now, if you didn't see who shot you, got shot in the back twice or whatever, how are you gonna frame Michael? They were saying how there was no weapon or whatever. You gonna find the weapon? Then Willow was questioning him. I don't know how we got here, but Willow was questioning him about if he remembered anything. Like, she the one who did it, first of all. But she was questioning him and stuff, and he was like, the thing about memory is it could come back at any time or whatever. So he trying to make it seem like his memory came back and he remembers that it was Michael. And I said, I'm assuming he gonna remember who it was. And I said the only way is if when he was going down and he fell on his stomach or whatever, he seen who it was, he looked up or something like that. Other than that, you got shot in your back. Wasn't no mirror or nothing. I didn't see no mirror. I was like, how you gonna know if you got shot in your back unless you looked up and seen it when, they shot him twice or whatever. And I said, look, all week long, because tomorrow Friday, we still don't know who shot this dude. But okay, what else? Let's see. Martin ended up representing Curtis. Might as well get them out the way. So Anna was questioning him about his whereabouts and stuff like that. He was like, he went to the club, and during the time that he went to the club or whatever, nobody can validate that he came. He's talking about he went through the back door. I said, these people ain't got no type of alibi. I said, how Alexis and who else was it? Oh, Carly and Brendan. They done came up with an alibi, but everybody else can't come up with no alibi. I was like, oh, if Portia wouldn't have been hiding the pants, he could have just said he was with her. But yeah, he told that he was at the club by himself and stuff like that. I said, they're gonna make you look guilty because they don't know where you was at. Michael looked guilty. Michael done went, he teleported over to Jacinda hotel room and Dante noticed it. I said, how was Dante able to question him in the first place? He's supposed to be removed himself. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Oh, we didn't finish with Curtis. He was just being questioned about his whereabouts. He ended up saying he went to the club, he was with Jordan or whatever. At first I thought he was going to use Jordan as an alibi, but no, hold on. And I say, you know what, at this point, I think that Anna Nell would arrest anybody just to close the case. I think they'll arrest anybody because it's more than just them people who need to be questioned. It's more than them. Then I was also wondering if Michael could have used Sonny as an alibi or something, but I'm assuming no. Especially if he would have been questioned as well. But I don't know, y'all. Let's see what else. Let's see. Lucas ends up asking Carly how many people know that she threatened to murder Drew. So she wanted to know about Elizabeth telling and stuff like that. And she told both of them that she did not shoot Drew or whatever. Yes, of course, she did threaten him. And she, don't like him and stuff like that. But she didn't do it. So she wanted to find him. She ends up going to the room. Willow was still in the room. So I was like, what she wanted with him? I wanted to know. So Carla went in the hospital room because she said Danny reached out to her and basically she wanted to know if Drew would allow Scout to go to the Quartermains or to Alexis. And he told me, no, you worried about the wrong child. I can't stand Drew. He said, you worried about my kid. Instead of worried about my kid, you need to be worried about yours because he finna get ready to go to jail. I'm finna get ready to frame him. Might as well said that. But yeah, she was like, you just want him out the way so that you could get Willow her kids back or whatever. And she basically said both of them messed up in the head. That ain't what she said, but she might as well said it. They is messed up in the head. Willow just standing up there. You clearly can see that she sees that something's wrong with this. She over here telling him, don't you want to know who really shot you or whatever? That means they still out there and all this other stuff. He's talking about something. Basically, you missing the bigger picture. I'm trying to help you get your kids back so our family can be complete or whatever. I see you lousy thing. You you trifling dude. You. I said, what's wrong with this dude? Hold on. And he was like, I know you may not agree or whatever. She was like, yeah, um, basically she'll do anything to get her kids back. I said, you finna be in the jail cell too. I said, both of y'all need to be in the jail cell at this point. I think Trina, was that today's episode? I think during the conversation with Portia, Trina made a comment. What did she say? I think, I don't know what Portia told her, but she ended up saying, what's wrong with Drew or whatever. So I don't know if there was them foreshadowing that something's going to be wrong with Drew, that he's not, who, that don't make sense, that he's not actually Drew or whatever. Because y'all know a lot of people been saying that. Some people been saying it's Shiloh, some people been saying it's somebody else or whatever. And I was like, yeah, exactly. But what's gonna be Willow's excuse? What's gonna be her excuse though? If Drew is not Drew and he's somebody else, what's gonna be Willow's excuse? But yeah, what else? Let's see. Willow asked Drew if he knows who shot him. He's supposed to know, he don't remember or whatever. He was like, I had to pull through for you and for the kids or whatever. I said, you full of crap. I said, you full of crap. And I still didn't see the scene where he telling somebody that he knows that they the one who shot him. I ain't see that yet. Did I make that up or something? I don't I haven't seen that scene yet. I thought for sure they showed that. Let me go back and look. What's today? Thursday? I thought for sure they showed him in the hospital bed and he was telling somebody, I know it was you that shot me or whatever. But I ain't seen it yet. Let me see what else. Let's see. I already said Willow asked Drew if he knows who shot him. He told me, no, he don't know. He had to pull through because, he had to get back to her and the kids. And she just looking, hey, Amy, how you doing today? She just looking, she look like she hate him. Matter of fact, she looks so disgusted. It's completely different than what it was before. But yeah, she look like she disgusted with him, but she desperate at the same time. And look, I'm saying she did it. Now, I might be wrong, but I'm saying she at the top of the list. Well, I take that back because a whole lot of people at the top of the list. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Dante want to question Jacinda. He ends up saying Michael. Michael just so happy. I said, not Michael. I know it don't take long or whatever. I know it don't take long, but how you go from being at the police station to now you over here, you putting on your shirt and everything? Dante was like, what you think this is? He's like, you think I'm stupid or something? I know you came over here. I know you paying her to be your alibi. Just tell me. You could tell me or whatever. Was you really with her that night? Why would he tell you anything, you cop? Why would he tell you anything? You ain't even supposed to be here. You ain't even supposed to be here. Go on somewhere. I understand you got a job to do or whatever, but at the same time, go away. Go away. Hold on. Yeah, Thomas, you could tell me. I wouldn't tell you dealing freaking. That's like Marco yesterday asking Michael about Jacinda and stuff like that, or wanting to know about Jacinda and stuff. I was like, why would he include you? Make it make sense. There's no way that Willow is going to get her kids back if she goes back to Drew and he thinks Michael is the one who shot Drew. Right, exactly. He wanted to be Michael. I said, he over here, how you going to be mad at him? You stirred all this up. You caused all this. Every last moment you don't cause. What is you mad for? He really can't stand Michael. And I guess that's why people been saying it's Shiloh or whatever, because of the whole Willow situation. Other than that, I don't understand. Hold on. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Carly says that she didn't shoot Drew. Portia wants Trina to stay out of it. I said, too little, too late. Too little, too late. I want to know if they're going to find her fingerprints. Now, I know Kai had his fingerprints on it, but I want to know if they're going to find hers as well. What else? Let's see. Carly tries to get Drew to let Scout stay at the Q's or with Alexis. He talking about some Michael finna get ready to be arrested or whatever. If he haven't, he finna be. I said, dude, what the word going on? What else? Let's see. Nina ends up stopping by to see Lulu. She ends up telling what Brandon said about Charlotte seeing Valentine, and Lulu was like, she still don't agree with that, and she not letting her see Valentine and stuff like that. She just want to move forward. Charlotte finally making progress. So Nina had to hit her with the, me and your daughter still talk, right? Every conversation we have, she's saying how she misses her daddy. And Lulu was like, she never said anything to me. Of course not. Of course, just like Rocco. I said, both her kids keeping secrets. Now, also, when they showed the scene, because I don't think I wrote this down. When they showed the scene where the dog ran off, when the Outback ran off or whatever, and Rocco came back, he was bleeding and stuff. I said, you better go find your other child. I said, Brittany, go tell her about Valentine or something. I was like, now what she done ran out too. But yeah, Outback done ran and stuff. Rocco done hit his doggone head. He bleeding and stuff. I said they had to set it up so when Brie comes to the hospital, Rocco can see her. But yeah, let's see. I already said Portia wanted Trina to stay out of it. Nina tells Lulu what Brandon said. She was like, she don't want to. Nina thinks that Lulu should reconsider. That's when she started explaining that Brandon could possibly contact Charlotte behind her back. I said, right, exactly. But yeah, she also said almost all of her conversations with Charlotte are about how much she misses Valentine. So that's when she started saying she had no idea. She haven't said anything to her. Lulu ended up getting a call from Rocco saying that he hit his head and Obrick with him and stuff like that. So they end up going to the hospital. Hold on. Let me see if I said this part or not. Let's see. Jason tells Britt that if she has a problem with Brandon, call him. He ends up giving her money and stuff like that. What else? Let's see. I already said Dante thinks that Michael Page is Cinder. Let's see. Let's flip to the back. Anna told Curtis that he at the top of the suspect list, so that's when he went to Portia saying that they had to play like they happily married, so they won't have any idea that Drew's blackmailing her. Because if they do, then she going on the list as well. Let's see. Jacinda, so far they haven't mentioned any money. Because I thought that she was going to want money. I still feel like she going to want money. But after Dante left, they had a conversation about how, they need to stick to their story and stuff like that. And she revealed that she came back to blackmail Drew and how they may think that she was responsible for it. And I said, she came back to blackmail everybody, ain't it? I said, well, Michael, if she telling you she came to do that and she already was hired the first time, she ain't exactly good company to keep. I was like, you next, buddy. I was like, look, you may not get arrested. She may very well be the alibi that helped get you out of this situation, or not. But at the same time, if somebody letting you know who they is and what they came to do, you need to stay away from them. I said, yeah, get that checkbook ready. She told me she came back. He done gave you $100,000 to stay away. You done came back to blackmail again. And I was like, how she came back to blackmail Drew, though? How did she come? This one, to make him pay for staying away or something like that? I'm confused about that, too. She said she came back to blackmail Drew. What that mean? But yeah, Curtis was like, he still want to protect Portia and stuff like that. So he want her help. That's when he told her about pretending to be happily married and stuff. Drew told Willow that Michael taking the fall helps them. She could get her kids back and their family can be complete and all this other stuff. I said, this man is crazy. He just crazy. I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned, well, probably because he been shot and everything. But aside from that, I said, why hasn't he told her that he know or he suspect that she was the one who took Daisy or something like that? But yeah, she was like, she had concerns about blaming Michael or whatever and stuff like that. But then he mentioned her kids and she was on board. She was on board or whatever. Hold on. But yeah, I was like, Willow. She told me she'll do anything to get her kids back. I was like, girl, except be honest. Except get yourself together. Except stay away from Drew. Except stay away from Drew. What time is it? Let me see. 4:11. Okay. Let's see. I think the last two things that happened was Carly went into Anna's office and she was like, she wanted to come and confess that she threatened to murder Drew or whatever. Anna was like, you don't need your lawyer with you. She over here telling on herself. She was like, I know that it was going to get out. I mean, I do agree. Go be honest, because Elizabeth is ready to snitch. Elizabeth told me something. I had to tell the truth. I can't lie. You lie about everything else. But your baby daddy done committed all these type of crimes. Well, I take that back. Because she don't snitch. She the one said that Franco or whatever, or implied that Jason had murdered Franco or whatever. Remember that, y'all? I about to say you would be protecting your baby daddy or whatever, but I take that back. She a snitch for sure. That's right, Carly. Go turn yourself in. But yeah, Carly went and told Anna that she threatened Drew. Anna ends up asking, if she wanted to wait for her lawyer. She was like, no. She was like, I threatened him, but I ain't do it or whatever. And so then they started talking about Brennan. She was like, I was with Brennan and everything. She was like, I know he told me, but, that's your boyfriend, so of course he gonna try to protect you or whatever. So she mentioned, I think Anna said something about Brendan being a liar or something. And she was like, Brendan would never lie to me. And that's when Jason walked in. I said, here we go. I said, let's get this show on the road. I said, about doggone time. I'm ready to see her reaction. I'm ready to see what she do. I don't think she even know. Does she know that Brendan was the one who helped her get out of jail? Didn't she get arrested for the whole five family situation? Did she ever find that out? I wonder was he plotting that this entire time. But yeah, Jason walked in and he was just looking or whatever. But I don't know if he gonna tell her yet. And the last thing that happened is Britt walked in. Elizabeth was the first person to see her. So she was like, Britt? Lisa looked. Nina was there. Dante and Lulu looked. Lulu said something. What did she say? What did she say? She said something. And Britt was like, believe it, I'm back. Lisa, like, she kind of like fainted or whatever. They supposed to be hugging on tomorrow's episode and everything. And I was like, wait till Rocco. I want to see Rocco reaction. I said, oh my goodness, here you go. Because they were just saying how they willing to cooperate with Lisa because Britt gone or whatever. Now she back. I think I said, you going to stay away from her. You going to stay away from all them. Hold on. They going to say you got to stay away from both of them now. But yeah, I think that's everything, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day and be safe.